Well, what do you think about the slot style? He hasn't changed the basic style, the Klopp style. And the only one change he's made in starting lineup is Endo to Gravenberch.
Yeah,
and this works. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's done Gravenberch for Endo, and he's done Jota for Nunes as well. They're like the only two really. I think Gravenberch is quite a shock because he's been like one of the best. He's probably been the best defensive midfielder in the league since the start of the season. He's been so good, and I would never, looking at the way he played last year, Gravenberch, I would never expect him to be a defensive midfielder, and I would never expect him to be that good. But yeah, it has worked. I do feel, because Endo's one of my favourite players. I really just like him. So I'm a bit sad that he doesn't really come on even as a substitute. But yeah, Gravenberch is playing well. Nunes for Jota, I think Jota, I don't know, I think Nunes played well when he came on against Chelsea as a sub, but yeah, I can't complain. Nunes was good last year, but he missed so many chances. And Jota is more of Jota scores more, even though he's not scored that many this year. Jota usually scores more, so I can't really complain. And then the style of play, it's maybe a little bit more. Well, it's probably less exciting than Klopp, because Klopp was like the most exciting end-to-end football. But obviously, as a Liverpool fan, I want to win the game. Obviously, if it's an exciting game, great, but I would rather win it than it be an exciting 4-4 draw, So slot we score, and then we kind of just don't concede any chances. We're a bit more defensive. Not defensive, but we don't concede many chances, and we don't concede many shots. That's not. Yeah.
Do you think Endo is the important player for the club, or he should play more in the future, or do you think it would be better for him to consider a move in this situation?
I don't know, because I think Endo is. We don't have another player like Endo in the squad. He's a proper defensive midfielder. He's probably really hard to. If you're dribbling at Endo, he's probably the hardest person to get past. He's really good tackler. He's really good defensive. He's really good defensive midfielder. But on the ball, it's better if he then wins the ball and passes it to McAllister or something like that. Whereas I think, which was good for Klopp, because Klopp wants the ball to get up the pitch quickly, so Endo can win the ball, pass it, whereas Slot wants to pass it around the back a lot, and I don't know if Endo's quite good enough in terms of the passing side of it. He is a good passer, obviously, but I don't know if he's good enough in terms of with McAllister to play these short 1-2s. So I don't know. I definitely want to keep him, because in games when teams are attacking us a lot and we need to defend, then Endo is the player he's the best defensive player. But I don't know if he's going to start for a long period of time. So I don't know. It's a hard one to say. I think for him, if he leaves, he will probably go back to a team similar to Stuttgart. Probably a similar level. I don't think he'll be at another top team. So it depends. For him, he might think, I don't play many games, but if I stay with Liverpool, I might get to it. We might get to the Champions League. I'll play in the Champions League. Hopefully, he can win an English cup. But like I say, I want to keep him. I think he's definitely a useful player to have in the squad. I just don't know if in Slot's style of play he fits in. What do you think he should do?
I don't know. There are about 2 months until the winter transfer window. So if this situation continues, I think Endo should move.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess for Endo as well. Obviously, he's Japan captain as well. So he wants to. He's Japan's captain. And I think he's 30, maybe 30. So he probably thinks he doesn't have many years left. He wants to still play as much as he can. and he's the Japanese captain, so he has to stay fit and keep playing. So I think it depends if we sign someone. Obviously, we almost signed Zubimendi in the summer window, but we didn't. If we go and try and sign we might try and sign Zubimendi again, or we might try and sign another defensive midfielder. I think if we sign another defensive midfielder, then Endo should probably go, because the new defensive midfielder is going to be either first choice and Gravenberch second, or Gravenberch is going to stay first choice and the new one is going to be second choice. It's hard. But yeah, I like him. I like him. He just seems like a really nice person. So obviously, when someone's like a nice person, you want them to do well and play and that sort of stuff. It was the same with Minamino. When we had Minamino, we never really gave him a chance to actually play. And when we did play him, we would play him like he would play like left wing, or he would play right wing, and it would be with all of the young players in a game that wasn't very important. We never played him up front with like Salah and Mane and the full team. That just didn't really get a chance. But again, Minamino, you could tell he's just a really nice person. Like so when he left, I was sad as well, because I wanted him to do well at Liverpool, but he's obviously gone to Monaco. So yeah, I mean it's one of them. Obviously, if Endo leaves, I hope he plays and does well for a team. But me, I wanted to stay, but I wanted to play more. But I don't know, he just doesn't seem to get. I don't know. Every manager has their own sort of feeling, don't they?